Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I find it necessary for me to come back and have a few more words with you. The conversation is leaking that the New World Order is alive, well, in full progress. That the virus is disproportionately, for some strange reason, doing its work on minorities and blacks. That the civil servants who are supposed to be marshaling the conduct of violators to what the co-virus is requesting or requiring of them, they're disproportionately being penalized. Minorities are. It just seems as if everything is just geared against people who are considered minorities. It just, look at it. It just seems like in this country, white people just trying to run all over black people and never going to stop. In Africa, I don't know what's going on over there, but I hear that a whole bunch of more Africans in South Africa are suffering than they used to. And it seems as if nobody's concerned about getting suffering out of the way. And when they say that this economy is faltering, and they are saying that the older Americans and those at the bottom of the totem pole really don't matter, so make it necessary for them to go out there and work. And if they die, it's a big deal. This is part of cleansing society, making it better for those who are vibrant and full of life, and liars and haters and bigots. Well, that's what they're saying. They're not calling yourselves liars and bigots, though, but the rest of us know exactly who you are. But I'm saying to all of the people, we see what they're saying about us. They're saying if we're old, we don't matter. If we're minorities or people of color, we don't matter. And so we already know that they have stolen everything. And ladies and gentlemen, they just don't outnumber us. And we can't expect any white people to come to our rescue. Now, what they will do if we stand up, they will join with us. But as far as coming to do something for us, that's not just going to happen. And so, while I'm trying to make this not a black thing and not a white thing, but what we might call a righteous thing, and that's the kind of thing that works for white people, black people, young people, and old people. So what we do is that we just relieve the markets out of the hands of those who stole them, those who own the resources of the earth. We take it back, give it back to God, and allow it to be used by all of the people, whatever those resources are, whatever those resources that are on the earth, above the earth, in the earth, whether they're seen or unseen. If they are usable for the benefit of humankind, and they were made only by God, then they belong to God for the benefit of usage by the people. And those people who have the skills and the knowledge of how to exploit those particulars that God has provided, they do so by the will and the spirit and the knowledge and the power invested in them by God for the purpose for which that will be used for. And that is for the benefit of humankind, not for money. And so what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is people who are ignorant of God. Now, during this day and time, it's really not their fault. It started in the beginning of time. And since that time, God has periodically, for one reason or another, gifted someone. Somebody said in history they used to gift the people, but seemingly now give someone with a miracle to remove the doubt about the existence of the power of the Spirit, and authorizes them with this knowledge to go before a public that is blind to this reality and give voice and life to it with the confidence that that spirit is protecting, that spirit has already proven. And so it is not for us to judge the outcome of what we do, but that we do it. My concern, ladies and gentlemen, is while I talk about peace and joy and the wonderful things of life and heaven on earth and paradise, I want all that. While in this body, I don't know about the body to come. If there is to be a body, I hope it is satisfied with whatever the situation is. But for this life, this is what I want. But when I had my eyes open, I promised God I still wanted those things. But I would not try to seek them for myself unless it was available to everybody else. So my job was to make sure that every effort can be made to bring prosperity to all of the people as an awakening to the blessing and the understanding and reality of God. And well, for 40 years I've been out here with that message, and for 36 years the American people have proven to me by evidence of their responding to what has been put before them in relationship to these kinds of changes that I've advocated. They are as ignorant as can be. Now, this could mean that they know nothing about God, or what they do know about God is so out of touch with the reality of God till it's just like they know nothing about God. So I'd rather say they are just unaware of God, and this is why they reject God, even though they pray. Everyone, blacks and whites, rich and poor, Americans and others, pray. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, they pray for the things that we've talked about, the things, the conversation that have been shared here. They pray for it, and it's being offered here. But it requires the people to want it, to prove it by accepting it in their own lives and become instruments of its manifestation. See, they want it to be a miracle. You want it to be a miracle. You want to wake up one morning and the government done changed. Everything has changed. You want to wake up one morning and Jesus come down out of the clouds on the earth and snapped his finger, and all the ugliness things have changed, and only good things are above, and you happen to be in the good things. That's what you want to happen. It's not going to happen that way, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to have to become the instrument. You are going to have to become the instrument. That doesn't mean that you got to give up on God or Jesus coming down out of the cloud. It's just that let Jesus or God come down on the cloud on their own time. Don't try to rush it. You just use your time well. So if they never come here, it won't matter. Why? Because we took care of business. See what I'm saying? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so very much. When you go to the polls, think about that. You can't get this from the Republicans or Democrats. You definitely can't get it from Donald Trump. And you can't get it from any man talking about his own lips. This is a power that's spiritual. You can't see it, can't touch it, can't feel it, but all that exists is the evidence thereof. And for the peace and the prosperity and the freedom and the joy, the fulfillment of your dreams, which basically includes everything that's for survival, like food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, and careers of your own choosing, that makes you owners of all that exists. And you don't need money. You won't need to lie, to cheat, to steal, to kill, to be a hater, a racist, or a bigot. But love us free. Until next time, when you go to those polls, remember, when they ask for who want to be president, write your name in. That says to the government and to the people of this nation that you're tired of yesterday, and this is the new beginning, and your name is on board. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.